Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a topic that might surprise you, when the Bible suggests we should not trade. Now, I know what you might be thinking, trading and the Bible. Do they even go together? Well, you'd be surprised how much ancient wisdom can apply to our modern financial markets. The Bible is full of stories about commerce, wealth, risk, and stewardship. And while it doesn't have a chapter titled Forex 101, its principles on human nature, greed, fear, and wisdom are timeless. So, let us explore some key moments when the Bible's wisdom would flash a big red stop sign on our trading dashboard. First and foremost, the Bible warns against trading when driven by greed. This is probably the biggest and most obvious one. Proverbs 28:20 says, "A faithful man will abound with blessings, but he who hastens to be rich will not go unpunished." Notice the key word there, hastens. This speaks directly to that get-rich-quick mentality that plagues so many new traders. They see the flashy cars and the big numbers on social media and think they can replicate it overnight. They overleverage, take massive risks, and chase every volatile move. This isn't trading, it's gambling. The Bible consistently warns against the love of money, calling it the root of all kinds of evil. When your desire for a winning trade isn't about disciplined strategy but about a desperate, greedy need for more, that's your sign to step away. Your judgment is clouded, and you're no longer making rational decisions. You're simply feeding an idol. So, the first rule is, if your heart is racing with greed, close the charts. The second biblical principle that tells us not to trade is when we lack knowledge and wisdom. Hosea 4:6 gives a stark warning, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." This is incredibly relevant to trading. How many people jump into the markets after watching a couple of YouTube videos, thinking they've got it all figured out? They don't understand market structure, risk management, or the psychology required to succeed. They're essentially navigating a hurricane in a rowboat. The book of Proverbs is practically a love letter to the pursuit of wisdom. It tells us to get wisdom, get understanding, and that its value is far greater than gold or silver. In trading terms, this means doing your homework. It means backtesting your strategy, understanding the assets you're trading, and developing a solid, repeatable plan. If you haven't put in the work, if you're just clicking buy and sell based on a gut feeling or a hot tip from a stranger online, you are trading without knowledge. The Bible would say, stop, go and learn first. True stewardship means managing your resources wisely, not throwing them away foolishly. Third, the Bible would advise against trading when it becomes an obsession that ruins your life and relationships. Think about the story of the rich young ruler in the Gospel of Mark. Jesus asks him to sell everything and follow him. But the man goes away sad because he had great wealth. His possessions possessed him. The same can happen with trading. It can become an idol. Are you checking your charts during dinner with your family? Are you losing sleep, staring at price action all night? Has your mood for the entire day become dependent on whether your trades are in profit or loss? When trading consumes your thoughts, damages your health, and isolates you from the people you love, it has crossed a dangerous line. The Bible teaches a principle of Sabbath, of rest. It emphasizes that our identity is not in our work or our wealth, but in something greater. If trading has become your entire identity, if it's the only thing that brings you joy or sorrow, you're not in a healthy place to be managing risk. It's time to take a mandatory break, a trading Sabbath, to recenter your life and priorities. Another key time not to trade, according to biblical wisdom, is when you are acting out of fear or anxiety. The Bible says do not be anxious about anything, and God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Fear is a trader's worst enemy. There's fear of missing out, or FOMO, which causes you to jump into trades too late. There's fear of loss, which causes you to cut winning trades short or hold on to losing trades for far too long, hoping they'll turn around. When you're trading from a place of fear, you're not operating with a sound mind. Your decisions are reactive, not proactive. You're not following your plan. You're being controlled by the market's every whim. A good trader is calm, collected, and disciplined. They execute their plan regardless of the emotional roller coaster. If you find yourself in a state of panic, feeling like you have to make back a loss immediately, that is precisely the moment you should walk away. Your mind is compromised. Let the fear subside. Return to a state of clarity, and then, and only then, reevaluate the market with a sound mind. Let's talk about stewardship. The parable of the talents in Matthew 25 is often used to encourage investing and risk-taking, and it does. The master rewards the servants who put his money to work. But there's a crucial, often overlooked, prerequisite. You can only trade with what you can afford to lose. The servants were given talents that belonged to the master. We are stewards of the resources God has given us. This means we have a responsibility to provide for our families, to be generous, and to meet our basic obligations. If you are trading with your rent money, with the funds meant for your children's food, or by going into massive debt, you are being a poor steward. This is not wise risk. It's reckless endangerment of your family's well-being. Proverbs 22:7 says, "The borrower is slave to the lender." Using high-interest debt to fund a trading account is a form of bondage. Your trading should be done with capital that is specifically set aside for high-risk ventures money that, if it were to disappear tomorrow, would not destroy your life. If you don't have this risk capital, the Bible's wisdom would say it is not your time to trade. Focus on building a solid financial foundation first. And finally, the Bible cautions against dishonest gain. Proverbs 13:11 says, "Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it." This reinforces the warning against get-rich-quick schemes, but it also touches on integrity. In the world of trading, this can mean avoiding shady brokers, steering clear of pump-and-dump schemes, and not participating in market manipulation. It means being honest in your accounting and paying your taxes. Your character is more valuable than any profit. If a trading opportunity requires you to compromise your integrity or participate in something that feels dishonest, the Bible gives a clear no. The goal is not just to make money, but to do so in a way that honors God and allows you to sleep peacefully at night. A clean conscience is worth more than 1,000 pips. So let's recap. When does the Bible say not to trade? When you're driven by greed and a get-rich-quick mindset. When you lack the necessary knowledge and wisdom to navigate the markets. When trading has become an all-consuming idol, damaging your health and relationships. When your decisions are clouded by fear and anxiety. When you're risking money you cannot afford to lose, failing in your role as a good steward. And when the path to profit requires you to compromise your integrity. These principles aren't meant to scare you away from the markets forever. Instead, they are guardrails. They are loving warnings from a book filled with thousands of years of human experience. They help us check our motives, our mindset, and our methods. By understanding when to step back, we can actually become better, more disciplined, and ultimately, more successful traders when we do decide to engage. It's about trading with wisdom, patience, and a healthy perspective, recognizing that true wealth is about so much more than what's in our trading account. Thanks for watching today. I hope this gave you a new and valuable perspective to think about. If you found this helpful, give the video a like and consider subscribing for more content that connects faith and finance. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next one.